things, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. Now turn to Part 1. Part 1.
In a moment, you are going to hear a conversation between 2 friends. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen to the conversation and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hi, Margaret. How are you doing? Are you busy?
Rachel, hello. How are you? It's been such a long time.
Well, I'm back in town, and I thought I'd give you a call.
That's great. So, what brings you back? Are you visiting?
No, actually, I've moved back. I'm living on Kenneth Street, near the Central Avenue.
Oh, great. That's in the downtown district. There's some nice apartments there.
Yes, I know. It's also where everything I like about Hooperton is. You know what I mean? The art galleries, the museums, restaurants, the concerts in Plaza Park. There's always something to do or somewhere to go in downtown, and I've missed it all along.
I thought you liked living in Cheshire. You said it was a very quaint town.
Essentially, it is. Too quaint. I've lived in Cheshire for 10 years. It's very boring, and there's no culture there to explore.
Oh, that's bad. I've always thought that you liked that city.
I did, but frankly, there's nothing like Hooperton. Anyway, I'm almost settled in here, and I'm also in need of a job.
Okay, I'll help you if I can.
Thanks, but I need to find one fast because I'm running out of money. Plus, if I don't have anything to do, I'll be bored. You know me.
I can understand. Have you thought of returning to your old company? The one where you worked before? I know you really like that job.
You mean Recovery Plus? Yeah, I did enjoy working over there. But it's 20 kilometres from where I live now. You also know about the traffic here in downtown. It would take me too long to get there by car, and it would be an even longer ride on the bus. I'd like to find something closer to home.
Well, there's the Social Services Department of the city. There might be some opportunities for you there.
Possibly, but they also have field offices throughout the city. There's a chance they'd assign me to an office that's too far.
Before the conversation continues, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 6 to 10.
Even if it's too far, there's still a lot of room for growth and can even get you a permanent position. Trust me, I've been working for the agency for the past 3 years.
Really? I didn't know that.
I thought I told you. Anyway, it's a good opportunity for growth and you'd have a stable job. The pay scale is the best in the county, plus they have the best benefits to offer.
That sounds wonderful. So, where's the main office?
They're out by the county hospital on Rose Avenue.
How would I get there?
Okay, since your home is on Kenneth Street, you're coming from Central Avenue. First, head north and drive 5 kilometers until you get to Ross Drive, and then turn left from Ross. There'll be a petrol pump on your left. That'll be your landmark.
All right, petrol pump at the corner of Central and Ross Avenue. Turn left. Got it. Now what?
Drive 2 kilometers west on Ross until you reach a roundabout. Get off at the third exit, which is Cherry Tree Boulevard. The first exit is Maple Drive. Ross Avenue continues with the second exit, so make sure it's the third exit, Cherry Tree. Proceed 1 kilometer and you'll reach an intersection. The road is Brooks Drive. There'll be a veterinary clinic on the northwest corner. Turn left and proceed until you reach another intersection of 2 roads, Rose Avenue and Rosemead Avenue. Both intersect at the same point, but Rose Avenue does not extend south. Rosemead does. Turn immediately right onto Rose. If you take the second right, you'll reach on Rosemead. Got it?
First right onto Rose Avenue. Got it. And where's the office?
The address is 221, and it's about 2 kilometers on your right.
That sounds excellent, Margaret. Thank you. I'll go out there on Monday. In the meantime, are you doing anything over the weekend?
No, I'm free. Let's plan something.
That is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to part 2. Part 2.
You will listen to a talk from a real estate agent who is describing the newly opened Collins Garden Apartments. First, you have some time to look at the questions 11 to 15. Now listen to the first part of the announcement and answer the questions 11 to 15. Welcome to Collins Garden Apartments. We have just opened and we are accepting applications for your new home. At Collins Garden Apartments, our units are designed to emphasize efficiency, style, comfort, and ease. Collins Garden Apartments offers many standard features as part of the complex. The complex grounds feature extensive garden paths for leisurely walks among lush trees, flowers, and ornamental shrubs. The complex also features basketball, tennis, and volley courts, and playgrounds for children. The playgrounds feature safe and padded equipment, as well as padded grounds to ensure your child's safety. We also have a full-service gym, featuring all of the latest modern exercise machines. The swimming complex features a full-size Olympic pool, plus jacuzzi and sauna steam bath. The resident hall features a lounge where residents may entertain a large party. There is also a game room that has sections for billiards, snooker, table tennis, and card tables. You will even find a business center and a media room. Each unit has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The units feature free water, cable, and Wi-Fi. All are equipped with the latest appliances, such as state-of-the-art energy-saving dishwashers, refrigerators, washers, and dryers. You will even find a separate laundry room within each unit. Each bathroom is complete with sink, toilet, and bathtub. The master bedroom comes complete with a sunken tub and shower. Both the master bedroom and other bedroom feature walk-in closets. These and the kitchen have tile flooring. The dining area, living room and hallways have hardwood flooring. Both the bedrooms have plush carpets. Each unit comes complete with a water heater. While most apartment complexes feature this on the inside of their units, Collins Garden has opted to provide access from the outside of the unit. This is to ensure privacy if the resident faces any maintenance issues. Furthermore, it is to ensure the safety of all residents from any possible gas leaks which might occur. All water heaters are routinely maintained every 3 months, so residents do not need to worry about any issues with their water heaters. Before you listen, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Listen to the second part of the announcement and answer questions 16 to 20. Walk right into the unit and you'll experience the magic yourself. Immediately upon entry into the unit, you will find the dining area to the left and the kitchen to your right. The kitchen features all modern appliances, plus 2 countertop areas on both sides of the kitchen, ample cabinet and cupboards. On the opposite side are the dishwasher, sink and pantry. The door on the opposite side of the entryway leads into the laundry room. The laundry room features a full-size washer and dryer facing each other on opposite sides of the room. Just past the dining area is a large living room. The living room is 12 feet 2 inches by 15 feet 6 inches. A large window is present in the wall opposite to the dining area. Another window overlooks the patio and balcony area that is off to the right. The living room offers ample space for your comfort and enjoyment. Off to the left is the hallway leading to the guest bedroom and bathroom. The bathroom is to the left and the bedroom is to the right. The bathroom, as mentioned, has a full tub and shower as well as sink and toilet. The bedroom features a walk-in closet next to the bedroom door. Windows adorn both sides of the corner opposite the door. This is a cozy little bedroom for an overnight guest, or can even serve as a home office. The master bedroom and bath are located on the opposite side of the unit and are accessible through a hallway leading to the living room. This hallway is separated from the kitchen by a wall, and opposite to this wall is the entrance to the patio balcony area and the linen closet. Passing through the door at the end of the hall will bring you into the master bedroom. Turning to the right will take you into a sumptuous bathroom with a large sunken tub. The tub also serves as a shower and features jacuzzi jets. The master bedroom itself features a walk-in closet. Its door is next to the bathroom. The room is adorned with corner windows. Another door in the corner to the left of the bedroom door leads to the patio balcony area.
That is the end of part 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to part 3. Part 3.
You will listen to a talk between an archaeology professor and 2 students who are discussing dating techniques. First, you have some time to look at the questions 21 to 25. Now listen to the first part of the conversation and answer the questions 21 to 25.
Professor, why is it so important to date an artifact? I mean, can you tell us why we date artifacts?
You see, when we date an object, whether it's a bone, plant, pottery, or other item, we consider several factors and seek to connect the approximate date along with the culture and history of the time with the object. In this way, dating helps in providing context for an artifact. When we know the time it came from, we can compare it to artifacts from the same time period and the same region. This provides clues to the predominant culture of a region. For instance, pottery found in Greece, which dates before ancient Greek developed pottery, suggests several things. Our assumptions about Greek pottery might be wrong, or they may have developed pottery earlier than what is thought.
So, how do archaeologists date artifacts?
Well, there are two types of dating techniques which are employed. The first are relative techniques. Relative dating attempts to determine the age of an artifact by studying how it is related to and comparing it to other objects found in its vicinity. There are limits to relative dating, such as they cannot provide an accurate date of the object. These techniques include stratigraphy and style analysis. Now, stratigraphy involves the underlying principle that older artifacts are usually found below younger items in an excavation. When an archaeological site is excavated, the sides reveal a layering of subsequent settlements and activity.
So each layer of the site represents a particular settlement, and the deeper the layer, the older it is?
Yes, that is correct. Now, next is style analysis, which studies the changes in shape and style of artifacts over time. For instance, the changing styles of pottery provide known progressive sequences, which are shown by distinct changes in shape and style. This is useful because once an artifact is compared to its known development date, then whenever a similar item appears from the same of other sites, it can be quickly dated.
Before the discussion continues, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Listen to the second part of the discussion and answer questions 26 to 30.
What about carbon-14 dating? That's still used, right?
Yes, that is, and it's a form of absolute dating. There are three techniques used for absolute dating, and they're all done in a laboratory. The main advantage of absolute dating techniques is that they, in most circumstances, provide a calendar year to the object.
Are there any other techniques other than carbon-14 dating?
Well, besides carbon-14, there are uranium-lead dating and luminescence dating. Each one can only be used with a specific material, and this is important to know. Now, let's start with carbon-14 dating, or radiocarbon dating. The basic principle is based on the carbon cycle in which living things absorb carbon, both ordinary carbon and radioactive carbon, into their living tissue. However, at the time of death, radioactive carbon begins to decay at a rate already known by scientists. Scientists measure the rate of decay which can date the object to a precise period. Now, it's important to know that this technique can only be used for organic material. Now, uranium-lead dating is similar to radiocarbon dating, but instead of C14, it uses the same principle, but considers uranium. Also, it can only be used with items made from stone, such as stone arrowheads. You see, when rocks are formed by volcanoes, they contain a small quantity of uranium, which begins to decay as soon as it's created. By measuring the rate of decay, a scientist can determine its age.
You mentioned luminescence dating is another technique.
I did. Now, This involves artifacts that are made from crystalline materials like gems. It involves subjecting crystalline objects to intense heat. These objects will burn, but as they do, they will display flames which show different colors. These colors can indicate the date of manufacture. Now, when it comes to pottery, this is the technique used. Now, I've prepared some artifacts that have come from a site along with information regarding the site. Let's try to date them using relative techniques.
That is the end of part 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to part 4. Part 4.
Listen to a lecture in a biology class. The professor is discussing proteins. You have some time to look at the questions 31 to 40. Now listen to the lecture and answer the question 31 to 40.
So far, we know about fats and carbohydrates, and we know they are generally used for fueling our bodies. There is yet another essential nutrient which also provides some fuel, but it really is the building block for cell material. And just what is that nutrient? Huh? Well, this nutrient is, of course, protein. Now, you've most likely been told that protein is good for building muscles. This is true without doubt, but proteins do much more than that. This is because they are necessary for virtually every activity that takes place in our bodies. And proteins are found everywhere in our bodies. For instance, they circulate in our blood. We excrete them in our wastes and sweat. And guess what? That stringy stuff on top of your heads, your hair, they are all made up of protein. So, what are proteins then? Or rather, how can we describe them? Well, imagine a long chain of beads, and each bead looks different, particularly in shape. These beads are small molecules called amino acids. So, essentially, a protein is nothing but a strand of amino acids. There are many types of proteins, and they all vary in length and their composition. A protein can hold as few as 50, or as many as 2,000 amino acids. The amino acids are linked end-to-end in any combination to make up the protein. Thus, each type of protein has its own sequence of amino acids. Now, while they are long chains, the proteins themselves do not assume a straight and orderly pattern. Rather, they fold upon themselves. They twist and buckle, forming three-dimensional shapes. This process begins when the proteins are created and is completely nearly after they are made. This folding is important because proteins have such diverse roles in the body. Because of this, they fold into many different shapes and sizes to perform their function. Studying these shapes can teach us a lot of how a particular protein might function. Not only this, but, The study of proteins can also help us understand diseases, which are caused by abnormal proteins, such as sickle cell disease. Sometimes abnormal proteins are harmless, but like I have just said, they can cause disease, and in some cases, very serious disease. Let's take a look at two of these. We'll start with sickle cell disease. Sometimes, an error in just one amino acid can cause disease. This is the case of sickle cell disease. This is caused by a single error in the gene for hemoglobin, the oxygen-carrying protein found in red blood cells. The error involves an amino acid being incorrectly placed at a particular position of the protein molecule. This results in altering the shape of red blood cell into a shape resembling a sickle. The problems arise when these sickle-shaped blood cells pass through the blood vessels. They end up jamming together and are unable to pass through small blood vessels. This causes significant pain in the organs or in the joints. Furthermore, these blockages prevent oxygenated blood from getting to organs and tissues, thus depriving these of oxygen. Another disease caused by a defect in one amino acid is cystic fibrosis. The incorrect folding of the protein called CFTR causes this disease. This misfolding is usually caused by the deletion of a single amino acid in CFTR. The function of CFTR is to allow chloride ions to pass through the outer membranes of cells. When this function is disrupted in cystic fibrosis, glands that produce sweat and mucus are most affected. And what happens is that people will develop a thick buildup of mucus in their lungs and digestive organs. This will cause malnutrition and poor growth because they are not getting adequate nutrition. They are even at risk for frequent respiratory infections and have difficulty breathing. So as you can see, proteins are highly important for our bodies, and thus, they serve very important purposes. If they should malfunction, well, as you have just seen, can result in disease. Now, as there are many different types of proteins, let's take a look at some specific ones.
That is the end of part 4. You now have half a minute to check your answer.